Hey Snacker Stars, Brandon from the SAS, the Snack Food Appreciation Society, here with you for this special report on the second annual Go West Alexandria Food Truck Rodeo. That's a mouthful, holy crap. And I'll be right back to try out my first snack and more here today on Special Report. As you can see, it's the start of the Go West Alexandria Food Truck Rodeo. This year they've set up a big starting point. There seems to be a few more trucks out there than this year than there was last year. Let me get inside and check it out and get something to eat. You can see a lot of the same trucks that were here last year. There's a few that are different. I don't think Big Cheese was here last year. If they were, I don't remember. There's a vegetarian joint called Fava Pot. You got the Barinquin Lunchbox, which I guess is a Puerto Rican Cuban type place. Got a truck driving by. Got the Pop Republic, which I'm hoping to try out in a little bit. Some popcorn. And looks like a whole lot more. DC Slices is here just like last year. They've got some different types of vendors as well, like clothing, skateboards, and things like that. Gonna check out this grilled cheese sandwich in just a second for you though, from Big Cheese. I decided for my first venture here at the Food Truck Rodeo that I'm going to go ahead and try out the Big Cheese truck, which specializes in grilled cheese sandwiches. I put a shot of the menu up for you right before, and you see what is actually involved there. And they only had, I think, 4 different sandwiches they're featuring today. I decided to get the thrilled cheese. It looks like it's on some kind of multi-grain bread, or no, it's on sourdough maybe? I don't really know. I didn't read the menu. But here it is, a very thin grilled cheese sandwich. The type that you press down on the flat top rather than a type that you toast. Which I guess is technically a toasted cheese sandwich, right? I don't really know. But anyway, this thing smells fantastic. It was $7.50. And what it's got inside it is a chipotle cheddar and jalapenos. It's supposed to have guacamole as well, but I hate guacamole, so I'm not messing with that. There was another one that I was looking at that was called the Full Vermonti, but that didn't really have a lot going on with it. It was just bread and cheese. And pull that apart. You can see there are a couple of jalapenos in there, not a whole lot. Really not a ton of cheese either, just a little bit there. But I'm sure it's going to be just tasty. Let me go ahead and try it out. That's fantastic. Wow, the jalapenos are really hitting. The smoked, or rather chipotle cheddar is fantastic. I really like that cheese. Very buttery tasting. Perfect grilled cheese composition in terms of the cook, the bake, the toast, whatever you want to call it. Came off really, really well, although it is darker on this side than it is on that side, but I won't deduct points for that. This thing tastes absolutely fantastic. It could just use a little bit more cheese, I think, so that it's absolutely pulling out and streaming out when you're trying to bite it. But otherwise, it's fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 3/4 thumbs up to start the Go West Alexandria Food Truck Rodeo. I'll be right back with my next snack right after this. The food truck rodeo rolls on with our special report, and this time I am coming to you with something from the Rocklands BBQ Food Truck. That's right, I've been to Rocklands many times. I've had their pork sandwiches, I've had their cheeseburger, I've had their fries, I've had many other sides. But one thing I haven't had is something that Terminator Tony T and I think even Director Alex are all about, and that's the Rocklands Pearl. It's technically a bowl, they call it. Comes in this nice little container here, and if you can see the layers there, what you've basically got is pulled pork with baked beans, and in the bottom you've got macaroni and cheese. Now, I'm not a big bowl guy in terms of like rice bowls and mashed potato bowls and things like that. Don't normally get them. Don't get the burrito bowl. I get a burrito. But among the things that they had to check out today here in their food truck, this was probably the best option. $8 for the Rocklands Pearl. I'm not sure if that's what it costs in the restaurant. I have a slight hint that this might be a little bit more, but I don't really know. As you can see, a nice big heap of their chopped pork up in top there, with tons of their homemade barbecue sauce. Rocklands is a big barbecue chain, not really big, but few restaurants here in the DC, Virginia, Maryland area, and they're usually pretty fantastic. Let me go ahead and check out this Rocklands Pearl. Some baked beans, and I'm reaching down to the bottom to pick up some of this macaroni and cheese. As you can see, it is shells, kind of like Velveeta shells and cheese, but I bet you it's a lot better than that. Salud. Man, this is fan-freaking-tastic. The Rocklands Pearl, $8 from the Rocklands food truck here at the food truck rodeo. I love their barbecue sauce. It's a little bit on the runny side, but in an item like that, that's okay. The beans are very good and flavorful. They're not real mushy like sometimes a baked bean can get if it sits around in the pot too long. The macaroni and cheese, you know, I'm sure it's probably even better by itself, but mixed with the rest of these ingredients, it tastes pretty darn tasty as well. A nice firm noodle, very cheesy. The pork, not tough, very tender, very tasty. I've had their pork sandwiches before. I love their chopped pork. It is fan-freaking-tastic. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rocklands Pearl from Rocklands, I'm giving a full thumbs up, freakazoids. That is where it's at. You need to get yourself a Rocklands Pearl at your local Rocklands restaurant near you. I'll be right back with some popcorn right after this. Alright gang, the special report rolls on the Go West Alexandria second annual food truck rodeo. I'm not really sure why it's called a rodeo. I didn't see any bulls or horses or anything around. But from Pop Republic, a popcorn truck, I got their K Street kettle corn. It's a very DC oriented popcorn place. Everything's named after things very political and governmental, if you will. You've got your congressional cheddar, and then there's a White House white cheddar, I think, and then they have an Obama mix, and then all kinds of crap like that. Some Capital Caramel, I think. Makes sense. I decided to get their K Street kettle corn. Not real clear on what goes into kettle corn, but I do know it has kind of a sweet and salty profile generally. It smells like breakfast cereal, and maybe that's because it's got some kind of glaze on corn, and that's basically what most breakfast cereals are these days. Let me go ahead and take out some of that, show it to you a little bit more closely. Nice popcorn kernels, mostly fully popped, nothing special. Supposed to be air popped, so that's better for you than popping it in the coconut oil like I used to do when I was working at the candy store back in the day. $4 for this bag. This is a small. They also have medium and large. And yeah, other than that, it's popcorn. So let me go ahead and try some. Very, very fresh, very tasty, very sweet, nice and salty, nice and crunchy. Good popcorn. I got nothing bad to say about this. Probably get stuck in my teeth like it does with everybody, but what can you do, right? You know, I wouldn't say they hit it out of a park with this, but it's pretty darn close. I'd like it to be nice and really, really hot, and I've only had this for about 5 minutes, and it's not even warm. But yeah, the popcorn from Pop Republic, K-Street Kettle Corn, I'm giving that a 3/4 thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and hopefully next year we'll have year 3 of the Go West Food Truck Rodeo. Basically, the goal of this thing, I think, is to allow food trucks to be a norm here in Alexandria. We don't really have a lot of food trucks around like you see in the district and in Arlington and things like that. Maybe a little bit down in Old Town sometimes, but really not much at all. I don't know if it's a legal thing, if it's a licensing thing or what, but basically this whole thing last year and this year is aimed at trying to get food trucks to become a thing here in Alexandria. So, whatever you can do to help that happen, go to, Alexandria's website or whatever and check that out. But thank you for watching this special report. I'm Brandon from the SAS, and in the meantime, in between time, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.